So you've now received your notification that the SAP Business One cloud server is up and running and available for you to start using to work with SAP Business One to demo SAP Business One. What I wanted to do was just give you a couple of details and just show you quickly how to access the server. So the first thing to bear in mind during the initial testing phase of the server, the only database that's available to you is the US database. So please just stick to the US database. Once we get through the initial teething process, then I'll start unlocking the additional country databases. Now this is designed to give you the ability to demonstrate the SAP Business One starter package. So the licenses that have been granted are starter package licenses. So please bear that in mind as you go looking through the functionality. At this point in time, as we go through the first phase, there are no add-ons loaded onto the system. Once we've gone through the first teething phase, I will then, probably in about a week to 2 weeks from now, start activating a number of the add-ons such as the Outlook integration, fixed assets, and so on. So with that in mind, let's just quickly get started and I'll show you exactly how you can access the server. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go into Internet Explorer. And once you're in Internet Explorer, and I'll just maximize that. Once you're in Internet Explorer, you're going to need to access the Cloud Portal login. Now, you can do this from either inside the SAP network or outside the SAP network. So to access that, you need to go to https:// and then sbots.sapbusiness1cloud.net, and that URL is in the email, the welcome email that you've received. You'll then need to put /rdweb. Okay, and that's the remote desktop web. So the infrastructure that's sitting behind this, it's all purely Windows Server 2008 R2. We're using Windows Server 2008 R2 remote desktop services, which used to be called terminal services. And what we're doing is we're using the remote desktop gateway, which enables you to connect through to a terminal server using two standard protocols, HTTP and HTTPS, which is why it works inside the SAP network, because we are not trying to bypass any SAP security settings or anything like that. So you put that in and you press enter. So what you'll then get is the main logon screen, and this is just the standard logon screen that comes with remote desktop services. At this point in time, I have not done any customization. I will probably start to do a little bit of customization of this front end if you let me know that you want to start using this for doing demonstrations in front of partners and prospects. Important point to note as well, by the way, is right now this is only available for internal SAP resources for no other reason other than testing the load at the moment and then determining what we need to do to potentially extend it out and give partners access. So as you will have read in the email that I sent you, the domain that you need to use is SBO Cloud, and then you put a / and then you'll put in your I number, your C number, or your D number. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to use somebody else's C number just for the sake of the exercise. So I'll put in the C number, C5094658, and then the password that you use here, I've put that in the email which you have received. So I'm not going to give out that password in this session, so please double check the email. And there are two different passwords. There's the password to log on here, and then there's the Business One password. All right, so this is the Windows password that you need at this point in time. So I'm going to put that in, and then we just choose sign in. Okay, and then what you'll get is you'll get the remote desktop services default connection. And then the only application that you're currently going to see that's available for you to run right now is SAP Business One. Simple, all you do is a single click on the SAP Business One icon, and then you'll get this message. It's just telling you that the website wants to run a remote app program, and that's the publisher. Now, I have gone out and I have got full registered digital certificates that are securing the entire system. So that's all it's telling you here. It's just giving you a reminder. So you choose Connect. Now, what you're looking for to make sure that you've had success is you are going to be looking for a couple of things. You're going to be looking for this little details text here. Right now, you'll see that's grayed out. When the system has been able to connect successfully, you'll see that as it's just happened now, you'll see that has gone black, and then you'll be presented with the SAP Business One logon screen. So right now, that's it. You are now running SAP Business One from the cloud server, which right now is based here in Asia Pacific. So then you put in your C number or your I number or your D number, same thing again. And you put in the Business One password, which once again has been communicated to you in the email where you're accessing this demonstration from as well. So then you'll say OK. And one of two things is going to happen. It's either going to take you in to SAP Business One straight away, or it's going to ask you to choose a company. For most of you, it will ask you to choose a company, and then when you do choose a company, like I said, for now, please make sure that you choose the US company. You're then going to need to go through a couple of other steps. Now, for the purposes of this demonstration, I've used Adam Peterson from the UK. I've used the account that I've set up for him. So I've already granted him access to the Cockpit. You'll need to go in and enable the Cockpit yourself if you just get the traditional SAP Business One user interface. How do you do that? Well, I'm just going to get rid of this screen here. And then you'll go up here onto Tools. Now, when you open up this screen for the very first time and you've enabled the Cockpit, what you'll notice is it's taking you to the SMB or the SME page on sap.com. Because you're running over terminal services and this has got constantly updating graphics, what you're going to find is that it may be just a little bit slow in updating. So my suggestion to you is that you go across here into the browser and you pick a website that does not update as much, or you can even close that down and get rid of that browser window. So let's do that. And I'll just say yes. And that gets rid of that. And then you can go ahead and you'll find Business One will work much, much faster because it's not constantly updating the screen. So then let's go in here into Tools. And again, if you need to enable the Cockpit, you just go Tools, Enable My Cockpit. If you want to disable it, you just do the same thing here and you go Cockpit and you click on Enable My Cockpit, and you'll see it'll tell you the settings take effect next time you log on to SAP Business One. So we'll say OK. Now, if I choose File and Exit, which by the way is how you have to make sure that you exit out of SAP Business One, what you'll notice when I come back in, next time, if you come straight back in, it'll be much, much faster because it's automatically reconnecting you to the same session. Put in my username and password. And you'll see, because I've switched off the cockpit now, it takes you straight into the traditional user interface of SAP Business One. So again, one more time, if this is what you get, then you need to go to Tools, Cockpit, choose Enable My Cockpit. You'll get this message. The setting takes effect next time you log on to SAP Business One. You save, say OK, and then exit. Come back into Business One. Put in your C, I, or D number again. Your password. Again, remember, separate password for Business One to what you have in the original log on to the portal. And now you'll see I now get the cockpit user interface. So you can then go ahead and start playing around with this, doing whatever you like. Important point to note, every night at 1 a.m. Singapore time, all the databases get reset back to their default. What does that mean? That basically means that any changes that you've made, when you go to use it again, those changes will have to be redone. Why is that? Well, we want to make sure there is a consistent data set that is available for you to use at any given point in time. As I said in the introductory email, if you need it, let me know. And I will set up a custom database for you, which you can then keep and keep as your own. But remember, if you have your own custom database, you are responsible for making sure that it is kept up to date, that that you let me know that you want that backed up on a regular basis, and so on. Okay, so there you have it. That is a little bit of an overview of the process, and again, feel free to view this session as many times as you want. If you've got any questions, please drop them to me, richard.duffy@sap.com. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Thanks.